And now I'd like to invite our guests to join me here and present their contribution to today's event. As I mentioned at the beginning, today is the event of InCo movement, of Change the Game, and the National Council, trying to find answers to this common question: what's next? Where to go? Stefan, it's a real privilege, and the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this pleasure, the invitation to this place and to this time. I thank you all for attending, because you actually made it happen. The opportunity for me today to invite you to join me for the next 10 minutes. It's a little bit my personal journey I took the last 3 years, but it wasn't a journey I took alone, actually. It was a journey with people and for people. And I'm very honored to take you with me to the next 10 minutes to present this in front of people I already know and admire. Other people I don't know, but I'm sure I will admire after this day. So, Change the Game initiative, what is it all about? The first question is, what are we? We are a global initiative, and a global initiative, in a sense, as the InCo movement, is an initiative that has, until today, no official body, legal structure, but a lot of passion by people who created an open innovation network, and this is the structure, I guess, we are living, and a hub, as we have created, as we came together. Why do we share this passion? And the passion originates from the longing for discovering the interdependence between ethics and innovation, and its impact on the social, ecological, and economic sustainability of business models, organizations, and societies at large. And we have some guiding principles or leading principles that came from one of our members who is in our advisory board member, I will tell you later on, that is, innovation without ethics is blind, or as Violetta said, it's not always for the good. But we just claim it as it is blind. We need ethics as a part of innovation. And ethics without innovation, I'm awfully sorry for those who are only concerned about that part of life, it is lame. I mean, we don't want boredom, we want this excitement. Nothing inspires the human mind more than the new. And this is what we want to say with the second leading principle. Where our origin as a group comes from this claim: there is something deeply wrong in the way we conduct business today and the impact of our practice in our societies. And this is not a, let's say, a normative claim I want to enforce upon you. It is actually a very personal reflections by practitioners, by managers, and by researchers who attended our first event that was called Business Intelligence Meets Moral Intelligence, a roundtable we co-organized in 2007 before the economic crisis struck. So this is the call that we're following. The call is we have created a very, very successful paradigm that led to prosperity, but unfortunately, at the same time, we created all the bundle of environmental, the social, political, and economic and cultural problems that lead to regression, which is the absolute opposite to the intended prosperity. Our question is it possible to be the change we want to see in the world, to phrase Mahatma Gandhi? Because it's a story about us, people, being persuaded to spend money we don't have, on things we don't need, to create impressions that won't last, on people we actually don't care about. Unfortunately, this is also from somebody else, but I like to quote Tim Jackson here, who is the author of Prosperity Without Growth, and he did this on his marvelous TED conference, one of his last talks at TED conference. And there's also Albert Einstein, who people say he said, I'm not sure about that, but no problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. And this is the point where we kind of try to step in on the development of consciousness, or a new level of consciousness, because we need to rethink some pretty tough assumptions that are rooted into our today's DNA of economic or business habits. And some of these assumptions we are addressing with the Change the Game initiative already today. And this is because our members are addressing them. It's not because we have a program or we don't have a manifesto now. Maybe we should have one. But these are the questions our members are asking. The fundamental concept of growth. The questions of value creation itself. And if you look at the origins of the words, which might be also the origins of the ideas, value creation or value comes from a French word that was the valoir, that was the man who was worth. What is it we honor to be worth? Is it the value creation we are addressing today? What is the value creation of tomorrow? The same thing with the concept of prosperity. This is an assumption that is so deeply rooted. If you look at the origin of the word prosperity in English, it comes from the Latin word prospes, which means for hope. Which hope do we create with the prosperity we are addressing today? And which hope do we want to address for the future generations? This is the question of prosperity. Also the competition. I love competition, by the way, I must say that, because it really energizes the system. But the origin, also again from the idea, from the Latin word competere, is to strive together, not to battle each other. It means to come together, to agree together, and to be qualified to come together. It's more like the sports people than the business people today. So the question again is, can we rethink the assumption of competition? The assumptions of organizations we have today, also going back to the origin of the word, I love this. It is the question which instruments we want to play. It's a question of arts, it's a question of music, more than the question of power as it is today. Because it's the organum that we choose to play together. Then, of course, in the center of it is the question of ethics, the question how we would like to inhabit our own place, our house where we live. The needs of our environment, our own needs as humans, the needs of our communities, and the needs of our future generations. Also, our assumptions to innovation. What is it we really want to renew and change? Is it technology, or is it something else? How can we go from ethical blindness to conscious solutions? Also questions of design. What is it we want to mark out, we want to choose? This is the origin of the word designare. Is it just the surface? Is it the packaging? Or is it something more deep? Is it a design for someone or a design with someone? And of course, at last, the question of entrepreneurship. What is the next challenge we really want to undertake? And we want to risk, from profitability to conscious innovation.